of everything we could see. We knew we were impervious, no matter how we bleed. We never fought for breath, peace and prophetess. We were nothing we would before. Awake, awake, this is a dream state.
Good morning and welcome to Banská Bystrica in Slovakia. We are here live at the 2022 European Youth Olympic Festival, and this is a top sport event for 14 to 18-year-olds who came from the countries belonging to the European Olympic Committees. And this is a multi-sport event, and here we are at the judo event. Starting today, as the first day, we'll have a week-long competition with 4 days of individual competition, followed by mixed team competition on Saturday. And the European Youth Olympic Festival is held every 2 years in both the summer and winter edition in different cities. And this event was supposed to be held in 2021, but because of the global pandemic situation, it had to be postponed. And finally, here we are today in 2022, welcoming over 48 countries participating in this multi-sport event. And for judo, this is for 17 and 18-year-olds who were born in the year 2004 and 2005. And in total participating, we have 43 countries with 168 boys, 129 girls, for a total of 297 players. To be noted is that, well, the qualification for this event in terms of age is for those who were born in 2004 and 2005, but because of the postponement due to the pandemic, those who went a little bit over the age limit can still participate in this year's event as long as they were registered the year before. So that is not to deprive them of an important opportunity to participate here. And out of the 43 countries participating in this judo event, we have Azerbaijan, France, Georgia, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Romania, and Turkey coming as the top 8 countries in terms of the number of participants. And coincidentally, each country brought 12 players. And because we have such a high number of participation, we're looking forward to a very exciting team competition on Saturday with a total of 21 teams. And some notable players who are present here today are the medalists from the Porridge European Cadet Championships from last month. We have 2 bronze medalists in the under 55 kilograms category. Vihey Agassian of Armenia, David Lomatashvili of Georgia. And the under 66, we have Kylian No of France. And in under 73 kilograms category, we have Mihailo Simin of Serbia. And for the girls category, we have Aliza Fidan of Azerbaijan, who won the under 57 kilograms category in Porridge last month, as well as Primo Karim of Israel, who won last year's European Cadet Championships, as well as some important European and senior results. And so with so many young, energetic, and enthusiastic judo players present here, we are looking forward to an exciting competition over the next 4 days. And today we're going to see 4 categories on the mat, starting with girls under 44 kilograms category, under 48 kilograms category, boys under 55 kilograms category and boys under 60 kilograms category. And each day we will have 4 weight categories for the next 4 days. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which will conclude the individual competition. And on Saturday, we will start with a team competition with 21 teams, which is a really good presence for the team competition. And in just a few moments, we'll be starting the first matches. And I'll be handing you back to our colleague, who will show you more videos from this competition. Just a minute before we officially begin today's competition, and this is the first day of the judo event, and we have just 2 mats each day with 4 categories spread among these 2 mats. And today on mat 1 we have the boys under 55 kilograms, the girls under 48 kilograms category. On the mat 2 we have boys under 60 kilograms and girls under 44 kilograms category. And because we can only follow 1 mat, we will start with mat 2, the boys under 60 kilograms category. And if you would like to follow us on the other mat, you can go to our YouTube channel of EJU and just choose the other live stream feed. And it's really nice to see that we have a packed sport hall here with many fans and players and supporting their compatriot, and not only. So on mat 2 coming up, we have this match between Luis Fryer of Great Britain in white and Lucas Trapp of Luxembourg in blue. And on the other mat, for the boys under 55 kilograms category, you have Murat Aliyev in white and Davide Erichiello of Italy in blue. So we're not following that mat right now as we're on mat 2. But if you would like to see mat 1, just go to our EJU channel to choose the other live stream. And these 2 boys waste no time getting the grip straight away and trap takes down Fryer and starts to work on the turnover and trying to secure something for a more secure grip. So he's on top of the back, now decides to stand back up. And there are 21 players in this under 60 kilograms boys division. And the ranking list is based on a mixture of the World Junior and World Cadet ranking list. So they're taking the top 3 of each ranking list and just seating them accordingly. So a classic Kenkaiutsu opposite stance. And it's a very very low Seotoshi. You can see Trap was completely under Fryer, but just didn't really get the lift he needed to complete the throw. And Fryer picks up his first penalty for passivity. And Fryer drops down for Seotoshi. Kind of leaves his neck open there, but it's over the chin. So there's something to be said about shimiwaza, or strangling techniques, for this age category. As like the rules for cadets, if a player does not submit and falls unconscious, that player will be out of the tournament. So it's not just that he loses the match, he will be out of the tournament. And that's just the cadet rule. It's not like that for the other age categories like junior or senior or even masters, but for cadets, for their safety and to discourage people from not submitting to potentially dangerous techniques, they want them to be able to react more quickly. Because in the end, it's always better to lose one match instead of the whole tournament. And you can see Fryer is really working on that turnover. Just intertwining that wrist around the belt. We're seeing a lot of it lately in competition, where people insert their hand around the belt, intertwine it, and then goes under, trying to do some kind of scooping turnover with the feet and the legs. So Trap keeping that right arm with the inside grip, and Fryer drops down for attempted Sutemiwaza. I think he was trying to set up for Sumigaishi by getting Trap to follow him. And Trap picks up his first penalty for passivity. So just very, Trap attempted a Tomonage, almost got caught in the pin, and now he's trying to switch to Sankaku Jimmy, and Fryer picks him up. Mate is called. A good transition from these young players. Another Seotoshi attempt from Trap. Once again, leaving himself a little bit open for the shimiwaza. So the risk of coming in for Seotoshi on the knees when you have the arm, the opponent's arm around the lapel, is that if you don't succeed, there's a good chance that they can take that lapel and continue to work on a okurieri jimi, a sliding collar strangle. So it's very important to position oneself with the right angle and deep enough so that you can pop up or rotate to score, instead of being in a position where your body is far, your hips are far, there's not enough momentum to continue the throw, and it's not at the right angle, and then you leave yourself open for the strangle. So we're going to golden score with 1 against 2 penalties, 1 penalty to fire and 2 penalties to trap. Well, you can see that fire dropped in again for the Seotoshi and Ouchigari, and then changed direction again for a very, very low Seotoshi. But the thing is that both of them were already in Niwaza situation with all 4 knees on the ground from what I saw there. And that's not a continuous action, so it's more like a turnover on the ground. And I think that's why the referee did not give a score. So another Tomonagi attempt from Fire. And now he's trying to set up the Sankaku triangle, but can't really get that right leg over the shoulder to close both legs to finish. And Trap picks up a 3rd penalty for passivity. So Fire goes through to the next round. Well, coming up, we have Manuel Parlati of Italy in white, and Mohamedin Vaselli of Kosovo in blue. Well, Parlati from the Parlati family, which is a well-known judo family in Italy. At the senior level, I'm sure many are familiar with the older Christian Parlati and Enrico Parlati. And now we have the younger Manuel Parlati. And Kosovo in recent years has produced some very successful players from such a small country with consistent results, just from a small group of very dedicated athletes. And now some of those athletes are retired, and we're looking at a new generation . So 2 penalties already to Vaselli, and second one for stepping out of mat. And again, near the edge, he's got to be careful. If he steps out again, it's going to be a third penalty that will put him out. So Parlati is pushing forward with very vigorous gripping, and now Viselli drops on his knees for Seotoshi in response. The question is, what is the referee going to do? As they call Mate, gesturing that he's going to do something. So, well, stepping out for the second time and or third time, that give a third penalty to Viselli, and Viselli is standing there in disbelief, just halfway into the match. He completely just lost it on some trivial mistake, but unfortunately the rules are those. If you step out without attacking, and unfortunately it's a penalty each time. But this is the place to learn, and since they're still very young, and I'm sure that will be a lesson well learned. So here we have Petros Christodoulis of Cyprus in white, and he's just turning out of Yuko Shiogatami. Very impressive effort. And his opponent is Joachim van Harten of the Netherlands in blue. So straight away, van Harten was able to put the Cyprus boy in Yuko Shiogatami after a failed Sutemi Waza. And surprisingly, Christodoulis managed to turn out of that Yuko Shiogatami. And once again, you can see Van Harten past the legs and pins Christodoulis in Yuko Shiogatami. And once again, Christodoulis manages to turn out. So I think Van Harten was trying to work on a Sode Guruma Jimmy sleeve wheel strangle from the side. So there, oh, you can see attempted pickup and very close contact from the earlier effort. So you can see anytime when they're both so close like this, with Van Harten hugging around his opponent, and Christodoulis continues to drive to the side, but they were both already down with their knees on the ground. So even though the Cyprus boy manages to turn the Dutch onto the side because they were already on the ground, it's not judged to be a score. And you can see our picture-in-picture replay, which is a new feature of our live streaming system to allow you to see better the previous action. So now halfway into this match, there's no score or penalty, and you can see that they really don't mind the close contact. And you can see the boy from Cyprus, Christodoulis, likes to come across with that right arm over his opponent's right shoulder, grabbing onto the belt to set up either for a Sutemi Waza, a sacrifice technique, or maybe a pickup technique. And Van Harten too is getting that deep over the back grip. So it's interesting to see that for the lightweights that they like to play this kind of power judo with a deep grip, a lot of pickups. So again, both are reaching for over the back grip. And another sumigaishi. And once again, I think Christodoulou just risked to be pinned. And that's what makes Sutemiwaza sacrifice techniques risky. It's risky because if you don't do it with the right timing, with the right control, as you can see in the picture-in-picture replay there, it's very easy to find oneself under a pin. And especially if the opponent is expecting that you apply a sacrifice technique over and over again, they kind of know how to adjust their reaction to not go over for a score. So now, with just 17 seconds left, Christodoulou is tying his belt. And that's something the referee allowed him to do, because under the new rules, you cannot just undo your judo-gi and retie your belt whenever you want. It's really something that the referee has to signal. I mean, you get to do it once by yourself, but then if you do it too many times throughout the match, that you can pick up a penalty for that. So it's better to wait for the referee to tell you, hey, tidy your judo-gi and uniform. Well, that's unfortunate for Van Harten. He started with a good sumigaishi and finds himself under, but luckily for him, he managed to get out. So these two have been fighting back and forth, throwing a lot of sumigaishi, tomonagi, and fighting each other under the other person when the sacrifice technique failed. And each time they were able to get out from the other person's pin. So quite impressive with their escape technique from immobilization. All right, so 2 penalties apiece, and we're heading to the 2nd minute, almost in the golden score period. And both are trying really hard. Well, that was a nice Ochigari from Mark Harton after Christodolis stood up, but that's after the referee already called mate, so doesn't count. Oh, big ippon. Well, just a little bit into the 2-minute mark here. Van Harten finished the match decisively. And you can see in the replay, came across with Soto and went laterally. High grip, Sotogari. Was a nice finish that puts Van Harten to the next round. So fortunately in this competition it's a double elimination, where if a player loses to the semi-finalist, he will have another chance to play and fight again. So here we have Rui Anjos from Portugal in white, and Adam Anastasopoulos of Greece in blue. Now we're looking at another Kenkayutsu stance, left against right, with Rui a little bit on the defensive, not able to get his lapel grip with that left hand. Now finally gets that lapel grip over his opponent's arm, and now he looks a little bit more confident. And Anastapoulos is very active with his seotoshi. I saw him doing at least 3 or 4 seotoshi in the last 30 seconds. So halfway into this match, and Anjos has 1 penalty. He's having a little bit trouble getting that left hand on his opponent's lapel. And as a result, I think he's finding difficulty to find an opportunity to create an effective attack without that power hand. Anastopoulos definitely looks like the more active player in this match. He's always coming in, Ouchi, and then Seotoshi. So that makes Anios look very passive. And in fact, he's already down with 2 penalties. And just one more penalty that will put him out of the match. So especially at the lighter weight categories, I think just naturally the players, they are faster and they attack a lot more because there's less mass to move, either their own or that of their opponent. There's just less weight to move. And another Seotoshi. Anastopoulos almost got a nice lift. Time's up. Now, Anios in white will have to pick up the pace heading to golden score. There's really no time to waste because he's so close getting a 3rd penalty. But if he just attacks relentlessly, it's actually possible to reverse the trend. Now, I think the referee is going to call and make them continue, because there was a moment where I think the referee may have thought about giving a penalty, and I guess he rethought it. And he's going to probably give a penalty to Anios for grabbing the leg in defense to the early attack from Anastopoulos of Greece. So the central referee is waiting for the referee jury to review the video and come up with a decision regarding that defense, because earlier Anastopoulos attacked with a Kouchi Makikomi and Anios grabbed the leg from behind I guess they decided that's not going to be a penalty. So it really depends on when and where it occurred. If they were already on the ground and Anius grabbed the leg in defense, then it's totally acceptable. But whereas if they were standing, then it will be a different story. It will be a different infraction. So nice to see the referee jury allows them to continue and decide this some other way other than penalty. Well, there, Anius dropped down for Seotoshi of his own. Finally, start to pick up the pace and put in more attacks. So third penalty for passivity goes to Anius in white, and that puts Adam Anastasopoulos of Greece to the next round. So this weight category is the biggest today with 21 players. And there is the double repechage for losing to a semi-finalist. That means if a player loses to a semi-finalist, then he'll get to play again for a chance to fight for a bronze medal through the repechage. And here we have the last of the round one contest between Lukas Ruza of the Czech Republic and Kachartu Bagdasaryan of Armenia in blue. Well, once again, a nice escape from an immobilization. We saw some of these. Oh, that's a nice counter-attack from Bagdasaryan. Almost getting a pin from that. The hip switch escape, and now trying to secure that arm for Jujigatami. And Ruza didn't give him any opportunity to finish that. Wazari to Baghdasaryan near the edge of the mat. There's a double sleeve grip. It's interesting to see that in several matches, the one player does some kind of sacrifice technique, and the other player gets to defend it well and actually end up on top with the Osakomi. Oh, that's a big pickup if we were to succeed earlier. That's a pretty good entry, good lift, just misses the finish a little bit. And that's it. Time runs out. You can see on the edge here. Nice Kadaguruma. Really lifting his opponent on the shoulder, changes direction, and continues to drive. So, got a double sleeve grip, sends the sleeve across the belly, as we have seen some of the variation of the Kadaguruma, and this is one of those double sleeve grip to enter the Kadaguruma. We have control of one sleeve, and then you send the other sleeve into the opponent's belly, lifts him up, and brings him onto the shoulder. So Baghdasaryan goes through to the second round. So round two, we have between Ksawery Ignasiak of Poland in white and Louis Fryer of the Great Britain in blue. So Ignasiak is really working hard, trying to get that lapel across the neck, pushing down with his right leg on the shoulder, and now switching position again. Anyway, never giving up on that lapel grip, just looking to finish with that Okureri Jimmy. But you can see Fryer is working so hard to defend that. And he successfully defended the Shimiwaza attempt. So another Kenkayutsu situation with Ignisiak playing left-handed and Fryer playing right-handed. So opposite stance. Stepped over straight for the arm lock, just misses the arm. Always threatening with the transition. And Vazari goes to Ignasiak against Fryer. And now Fryer tries to take advantage of his top position, work on the Jujigatami. Ignasiak blocks that leg from coming over his face. Just a few seconds left. Ignasiak still has that lead with the Vazari. And not enough time. Last ditch attempt from Fryer. But it's enough for Ignasiak to go to the quarterfinal. So here's a replay. Very strong Ippon Seonagi to Kouchi Makikomi. So it looks like he really pulled on the lapel strongly and came across with the arm under the opponent's arm and then changed direction, driving his opponent backward, even though Fryer tried to turn out and still landed on his side very strongly at 90 degrees. Giving Vazari to Ignasiak. Classic combination. And here now we have Florian Boker of Germany in white and Kyrios Golubievs of Latvia in blue. Okay, nice attempt with the arm trap turnover. So trapping the elbow, tried to turn over into Uragatami. And Boker finds himself underneath. And now working on the shimiwaza. Referee already called mate. So they have to stand back up. Nice change of direction from Golubev's with the Seotoshi, and then gets turned over with, I think, Tawa with Yuko Guruma from Boker, and now Ippon. Just good transition and good reaction from Boker. It was just such a fast exchange, starting with Golubeyev coming in for the Seotoshi as Boker stepped forward, and then Boker kind of just did a dakiwakari, almost like. So there's Seotoshi, Boker just rolled out of it, and then dakiwakari, and then came on top, continued with a strangle for Ippon. Very quick reaction. So coming up next, we have the match between Matej Globuknik of Slovakia in white and Nurian Karimli of Azerbaijan in blue. And right away, Karimli locks up that arm and is now trying to free his leg to go for the Yoko Shiogatami. If you can free that leg, or maybe you could go on top for the Tate Shihogatami. He's really trying hard to kick it, and he freed. Looks like he freed his leg. Now he only has the arm trap, which he's going to go for. He can go for a Wurigarami, bend arm lock. But as long as he has his leg trap, it's a little bit difficult. So just momentarily grabbed the pin, and then his opponent escaped. So it's a really dangerous situation for Globuknik. Now he has to try something else, letting go of that wrist lock. Figure four lock on the arm and the wrist. A minute and a half of Niwaza. Lobutsnik lucky to have defended, and it was really good defense because he was in a really vulnerable situation. Well, it looks like Globutnik tried a very low Ouchigari, grabbing around the back of his opponent, and Karim Lee just kind of pushed him back down, but no score. So the two are very active in transition, and you can see Karim Lee is working on that arm and elbow again, just trying to insert his hand. Not enough time to work what he wanted. So again, hunting for that arm and trying to get that figure four, a lockdown to the wrist. And golden score. So they get to reset on their feet again. And Ippon just 22 seconds into golden score. Here you can see on the edge of replay. So again, from the earlier match, Globutnik tried for the low uchi, and this time gets also pushed back on his back, but he had enough clearance off the ground to get the ippon. All right, so next we have the match between Manuel Parlati of Italy in white and HC Ameti of Albania in blue. That was a quick ippon for Parlati. You can hear it from over here. It was really a big throw just in the first minute of the match. And Parlati is going to face Karim Lee of Azerbaijan in the quarterfinal. So Otoshi from same side grip, broke off the grip, came across the lapel, dropped and rotated his opponent flat onto the back. So now we have this match between Dayan Bolem-Tafes of France in white and Oren Aharon of Israel in blue. So both fighting for a grip. Aharon is pulling his judo gi skirt through the belt as the referee instructed him to do so. Cross grip over the back, and Aharon defending the Jujigatami. He's got his head out, so actually if he can pass the leg, can even transition to Osekomi.
Next match
These two are still going at it. Golden score fairly evenly matched with Aharon down with 2 penalties. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking going to golden score with 2 penalties when the opponent has none. Really can't afford to make any mistakes to incur a 3rd penalty. So the pressure is really on Herren, who is trying to do everything he can to avoid picking up that 3rd penalty. And there's a little bit less pressure on Willem Tuffes. That was close, but no score. So 3rd penalty goes to Aharon, and Boulamathis of France in white takes the win. So here we have the next match between Joachim van Harten in white from the Netherlands and Anderson Dibaris Colton Vazquez of Spain in blue. You see these players are adapting to the new rule changes very well, because now with the new rule change this year, you're allowed to break the grip with 2 hands as long as you immediately reestablish grip. So you cannot just break the grip and not have a grip. So as long as you break the grip and you still maintain 1 grip, it's not a penalty. Whereas until this year, you could only break the grip with one hand, otherwise you would incur a penalty.
yesterday I let it here.
It's very hard to score against each other in this match. And both players are very evenly matched and very active. So we're in the last half a minute with one shido to each player. So we're seeing a lot of sutemi waza sacrifice techniques here. Not just in this match, but just throughout the first part of the competition today. And it's kind of interesting to see that in 60 kilo you have so many people trying Sumigaishi and Tomonagi, because normally these players are very light and quick and agile, and they can respond very quickly and turn out, these sacrifice techniques. I understand the appeal of sutemi waza because you drop on your back to attempt a throw, so there's very low risk of getting countered, at least in standing. But on the other hand, as we have seen earlier, when they do a sutemi waza and misses, it's a little bit of a problem, because when they miss the sutemi waza, the opponent can just pass legs and go for an osekomi to pin. nice attempt with the Sode, and Van Harten responded with a Sotogari as he did in the earlier match, with a deep over the back grip and moving laterally, blocking the leg. So Van Harten still has 1 penalty, and Colton Vasquez has 2 penalties. And now I think the referee did not give a penalty and allowed them to continue. So another Sumigaishi from Colton Vasquez. Well, that was a little bit of a poor attempt from Mark Harten. He kind of just left the grip after the attack. The first attack was okay, but it's always a bit of risk, just kind of leaving the grips completely, even after a decent initial attack. In this case, the referee did not give a penalty, but if it is repeated, then the risk of getting a penalty increases. Oh, that was a nice attempt with a Ukigoshi, Tsurigoshi from Colton Vasquez. From the edge of the mat, continue off the mat, just misses a score. You can see Vasquez likes that around the back grip, under the armpit. And now goes distance. Oh, big counter from Harten. Vasquez took the risk and then lost the grip on the right hand and gets countered. So Vasquez gets countered. Like a Kosoto Gari with a very high leg lift. And almost to say it's like a Uranagi. Back throw with the leg assistance. He came in with the Kosoto Gari and then changed to a Uranagi. So Van Harten seals the match and goes through the quarterfinal. What a nice, spectacular finish to a long fought match. And now, coming up, we have this match between Nazar Vyskov of Ukraine in white and Adam Anastasopoulos of Greece in blue. Well, it's nice to see Ukraine has a team here. Straight away with the Jujigatami from the back. A nice 90-degree positioning. But Anastopoulos was quick to stand back up onto his feet, which is a smart thing to do in that position. You can see Vyskov is really familiar with that Jujigatami from the bottom position. Even when Anastasopoulos felt safe trying to stall, being on top between his opponent's legs, Vyskov was able to rotate himself 90 degrees to be perpendicular to his opponent. You can see here, even though Vyskov was under, he really rotated and used his long legs to good effect and caught that arm as soon as his opponent got up and changed position and got the submission. That's definitely well-drilled technique. Nice to see an Ukrainian athlete here. And we don't have any Russian or Belarusian athletes at this event. And not just in judo, but at the entire European Youth Olympic Festival. And those are the only two countries missing from the 48 countries present at EYOF. So coming up next, we have the match between Khachatur Bagdasaryan of Armenia and David Kareli of Georgia. Neighboring countries they are from, so the styles are likely to be similar in terms of being comfortable about unorthodox gripping and close contact when they're throwing. So here we see again more attempts of Sutemiwaza, sacrifice techniques. So with 1.5 minutes left, Baghdasaryan has 2 penalties, and there is no score on board for either player. And this really extreme cross positioning makes it very uncomfortable to do most techniques. So again, you can see Carelli likes to send that right arm across. Oh, what a nice finish. You can see he keeps trying to go for the Ippon Seoinagi, placing the arm across, and then now changes direction. Let's go, pushes it on the shoulder of his opponent with the right hand and drives him straight back, flat on his back for Ippon. It's a classic Ouchigari, major inner reap. Gets back on his feet after the failed Seoinagi and catches his opponent just with the right timing, flat onto his back. So beautiful finish for Carelli of Georgia. So now we're going to the 3rd round, which is the quarterfinal, and this is the first quarterfinal match between Kasavary Ignasiak of Poland in white and Florian Boker of Germany in blue. So a little bit of a height difference between the two. And Ippon Seoinagi from Ignasiak almost gets taken back on his back by Boker with the counter. It's a classic Aiutsu situation, very quick entry and gets taken down, but didn't get taken onto his back. These two have an opposite stance, left against right, with Ignasiak taking the left-hand grip and just a very extreme stance. Both are basically parallel to each other, facing the same direction. Just a very uncomfortable position to launch most techniques. You can see Ignasiak doesn't like to have that over the back grip. Keeps trying to roll his shoulder out to create a distance between the taller opponent with longer reach and himself. And he picks up the first penalty for passivity, blocking the grip. And again, Ippon Seoinagi gets taken back and manages to turn onto his front without conceding a score. Just very awkward positioning between these two. Always ended up literally side by side. And Yuko Otoshi from Ignasiak continue to roll with the momentum and puts, well, that's from Boker. Boker continues with the Yuko Otoshi, puts Ignasiak onto his back. And now, just briefly adjusting his judo gi, and these two will continue. Ignisiak goes bold, uranagi, and Boker manages to turn onto his front. You can see that Ignisiak really got a nice lift. And again, pushing forward, having all to do with 1.5 minutes left. And Boker picks up his first penalty for false attack. Oh, Ignasiak just walked onto that. You know, he was pushing forward, trying to set up for his attack. Really pushing forward, trying to grab around the wrist, around the waist, maybe for a pickup. You can see right arm across the waist, and Boker just turned him. Was really pushing forward. It's almost like a kind of like a koshiguruma. So Boker is now in the semifinal. And the second quarterfinal, we have Nurian Karimli of Azerbaijan in white and Manuel Parlati of Italy in blue. So both picked up a penalty in the opening minute of this match for passivity. And Parlati takes the deep grip around the back. And Karimli picks up his second penalty for avoiding grip. Parlati is really controlling the right hand of his opponent with that sleeve grip. Now, another Sutemi Waza from Parlati. I think so far we have seen some type of Sutemi Waza in just about every match. And in a lot of matches, they seem to be the dominant technique. I'm a little bit surprised because normally in the under 60 kilograms category, you see a lot more seonagi, seotoshi variations. sometimes Uchimata, and a lot of Ashiwaza. But I think today, at least so far, we're looking at more Sutemiwaza. I mean, that also includes Yuko Otoshi, which is also Sutemiwaza. So second penalty goes to Parlati for stepping out. With just a little under 1.5 minutes left. These two are very close to and let's see what is the situation here. Can't really see clearly. It looks like he's got the Karimli's got the arm around Parlati's neck in that Niwaza situation earlier. So nice little bit of Ashiwaza from Parlati. Now it's a little bit risky situation near the edge. And Parlati drops for Sumigaishi. That's always a better choice than stepping out accidentally, and picks up a third penalty. Attempt of Uchi Makikomi, inner winding throw from Parlati, dropping onto his knees, really getting his hips out, trying to roll Karimli. So these two managed to go the golden score with 2 penalties each. And this is going to be the decisive period. Parlati did 2 Seotoshi, one after another, and manages to knock down Karimli. But the question is that if it's going to be a score or not depends on the landing, and if he lands on his rear, then it's not going to be a score. Such a quick reaction. That's going to be a very risky move, having both feet outside. And the referee said, okay, let them continue. Give them another chance to fight. Oh, nice Ashibarai from Karimli. Just as they took a step to the side, Karimli foot swept Parlati. But Parlati reacted quickly. He did not concede the score because that would have been the end of the match. Another Sutemiwaza Sumigaishi from Parlati. Well, that's the risk with the sacrifice technique. Parlati tried for Sumigaishi and finds himself almost immobilized. Luckily, he got out, and we're nearly 2 minutes into golden score with 2 penalties each. This is definitely a very active and vigorous fight. Oh, is that gonna be a udigarami? Parlati does well to roll forward and submits. What an exchange. Parlati came in for Makikomi, and Karim Lee defended and then caught the arm, as he has done many times before throughout the tournament. Set up for the figure 4 control on the wrist and continue with the udigarami, and Parlati managed to roll forward, and for a moment it seemed like he was going to escape, but Karim Lee continued to apply pressure on that arm to secure an udigarami. So definitely it seems like a very well drilled move. So we're gonna look at this other quarterfinal match, and maybe later on we can see a replay with our picture-in-picture of the previous match's finish. So here, let me introduce to you Deyam Bolemetifus of France in white, and Joachim van Harten of the Netherlands in blue. And this is Sode Guruma Jimmy sleeve wheel strangle. And I guess so. In the meantime, I'll watch replay of the previous match where Parlati did a Makikomi and lands himself with the arm trapped by Karim Lee. Continues to roll forward, where you can see Karim Lee had his leg controlling, both legs controlling Parlati's back to finish with the udigarami. And this is the danger when you have the arm being bent and the opponent's in such a position where they can control your body. And with the following match we had between Joachim van Harten of the Netherlands and Deyam Bolemetifus. Van Harten won by Ippon with the Sode Guruma Jimmy. Sleeve wheel strangle, that's done from the side. And unfortunately for Bolemetifus, he was strangled and became unconscious, so that according to the rules he will not be able to come back through the repechage, as he did not signal submission in time. So at the beginning of today's competition, I was saying that the rules regarding strangle is the same as for cadets. If someone is strangled into unconsciousness, that player will not be allowed to fight the subsequent matches, so that player will be out of tournament apart from losing that match. So that rule will be applied to the previous contest between the French and the Dutch boys. So here we have the last quarterfinal match between Nazar Vyskov of Ukraine and David Kareli of Georgia. Vyskov is in white and Kareli is in blue. And you can see Vyskov, every time he gets that opportunity, he puts himself perpendicularly to his opponent and tries to apply the Jujigatami from his back. We saw him doing it earlier against Adam Anastasopoulos with a very just a sleek Jujigatami from his back. Vyskov likes to do that Seotoshi from his knees, and he's able to get a good entry. And each time he entered well, just misses with a little bit of lift that's needed to complete the throw. But then again, Kareli is also a very quick and agile player, and he can respond very quickly. Counter from Kareli. Vyskov came in for close contact. Ouchigari and gets pushed back by Kareli, who held on for the Yosakomi just in case it wasn't an ippon. With 16 seconds left, Vyskov looks disappointed, really drove, and he looked for a moment that he was going to push the Georgian onto his back. You can see came in with the Ouchigari, went really low, really pushed, and then gets turned onto his back. Even though he had a really close contact, it's just the flexibility of Kareli. It's almost like a Sumiotoshi more than the Ouchigari Gaishi. But it is Ouchigari Gaishi at that point. So now we have the semifinals decided. We're going to move to the girls under 44 kilograms category. And we're going to take a quick break for them to disinfect the mats. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
of everything we could see. We knew we were impervious, no matter how we'd bleed. We never fought for breath, peace and prophetess. We were nothing we would before. Awake, awake, this is a dream state.
after the mat sanitization, we're back and we're going to begin the first match here for the girls under 44 kilograms category. This is a small division with only 8 players, so we start directly with the quarterfinal between Vera Vandel of the Netherlands in white and Olivia Kozuch of Poland in blue. So this should move through the matches quickly, since we only have 4 matches of quarterfinal before we have the semifinalists. And this is the lightest weight category for the girls. Well, that's lapel over the chin, so no strangle, and the referee has to call them to stand back up. Ochigari from the left hand grip, Ippon to Vandel. So near the edge, hooked in and just drove backward, flat onto her opponent's back. Coming up, we have Clara Mermet of France in white and Matilde Goncalves of Portugal in blue. That's a really far attack from Goncalves. Just kind of dropped on her onto her front. Both are right-handed with the Aiotsu grip, and again dropping too far for the attack and covers. In fact, she picks up a penalty for false attack. When she drops for the Seotoshi, she really needs to get the controlling arm a little bit higher above the elbow of her opponent, kind of like this with the Seotoshi from Mehmet of France, starting with the Morote Seonagi grip, drops onto the knees for Seotoshi finish. So Mehmet of France goes to the semifinal, and here's a replay, a very classic Seotoshi with the Morote grip, two hands coming across with the elbow and drops down, and that's it. That's Ippon, clear. Coming up next, we have Sabina Saletiki of Hungary in white and Zilan Ertem of Turkey in blue. And Ertem, I've seen her in some cadet tournaments. She's very aggressive in her approach to the fight. Very active she is. And Tani Otoshi, no score, even though she manages to take down her opponent. Now straight onto the arm. And the referee calls mate because Zelenchik stood back up onto her feet momentarily, so that interrupts the action for that Niwaza Jujigatami. So even though Ertem had a good hold on that arm lock, because Zelenchik stood back up, even just for a moment, that was enough to call for a reset onto their feet. A Katagatami turnover. Now Ertem has to extract the stuck leg, and referee calls them back onto their feet. First penalty for passivity goes to Zelensky. And once again, a similar situation with the Jujigatami, except it's reversed. with Zelensky doing it off her back, and Ertem standing back on her feet, picking up her opponent off the mat to get them to reset back on their feet. Well, Hanso Komaki disqualification goes to Ertem, and we need to see a replay of that decision because Ertem is kneeling on the mat, completely in disagreement with the referee's decision, and she's not leaving because, and the sport director, head sport director of the EJU is calling the coach to get her to move because the girl doesn't want to move. So we really need to see this situation to be more clear. Okay, I think it could be the new rule where she placed her leg behind her opponent's head. And this is a new modification that just came out after the Grand Prix in Croatia, where they were talking specifically with some katagatame finishes where the pressure was being applied with the back of the leg over the opponent's head. But I have to verify with the referee. And we have the last quarterfinal. This is between Kumar Gasimzadeh of Azerbaijan in white and Tanzila Monsurova of Austria in blue. So in this match, already in the first minute, Gasimadze. Gasimzadeh scored a Vazari against Montsurova. So and another big throw, second Vazari. Well, this is a Vazari, goes to blue. Montsurova. So now the score is even between the two. And Gasimzadeh held her head in disbelief. And she can't believe that she just walked onto that. A big hip throw from Montsurova halfway into the match. Kurieri Jimmy. Gasimzadeh. Oh. Very furious fight between these two girls. Oh, it was nice coach Makikomi, but she was already on the ground. So she first attempted to throw forward and then hooked the leg to throw her opponent backward with coach Makikomi. But unfortunately, because the action has been stopped already and it started on the ground, so it cannot count anymore as a valid action. Whereas if she started with a seonagi and then continued to change direction without such interruption, falling to her knees already, that would have been a score. So Gasimzadeh picks up a penalty for passivity. And that's gonna be a Vazari with just 20 some seconds left. What a Vazari Avaseti Ipon to Montsurova. A very slow finish, but nevertheless it was continuous action. So we'll see in the replay here. It's the Makikomi Soto Makikomi, and then continues to drive with the leg to roll her opponent onto the back. And this was the first Vazari from Gasimzadeh, scoring Vazari. And then this is the First Wazari for Monsurova. And that's the second Wazari for Monsurova. So we're back to the under 60 kilograms repechef contest. And semi-final for the. Actually, we're going to go into the semi-final for this category. And here we have the semi-final between Vera Vandel of the Netherlands and Clara Mehmet of France in blue. So this is a classic Aiutsu gripping with both players starting off strong in the first minute. Vera is left-handed, Clara's right-handed. And it looks like Clara's got a slightly longer reach. That was a hard drop for a Yuko Otoshi to the left side. So I just wanted to add a little bit more information on the disqualification earlier in the second quarterfinal match. We could not really see it from the camera angle from our point of view. We had to talk to the referee. So the match we had earlier between Sabina Zelensky of Hungary and Zilan Ertem of Turkey, the disqualification was actually given because when Ertem was under threat from Jujigatami and she was standing while her opponent was holding her arm from the bottom, she gave a kick to her opponent, and that kick caused the disqualification, but we couldn't see it from our angle. And so that's a clarification if you're looking for one. Anyway, back to this match. Now Vandel is leading with a Wazari. So whoever wins this match will find her a place in the final for the gold medal. So the Wazari has been called off for Vandel. And Nippon with 16 seconds left. And for a bit of, we were thinking that this could go the golden score. So we have Vandel of the Netherlands in the final, and we have the other semi-final here between Sabina Zelenski of Hungary in white and Tanzila Monsurova of Austria in blue. And here Zelenski is working on the Jujigatami, trying to pry open that arm, and Monsurova does a good job defending her arm and standing back up on her feet. Wazari goes to Zelenski of Hungary in white. Now she's working on the Jujigatami turnover. If she can push down the head enough to roll her opponent over. And now you can see Zelenski is working on the Sode Guruma Jimmy sleeve wheel strangle, applying pressure with the arms on her opponent's neck. And Monsurova does a good defense. Well, Zelenchiki almost loses her balance to be taken on her back. Well, that's second Mazzari for Zelenchiki. Montsurova tries to lift her opponent off the floor with a Uranagi, and Zelenchiki puts her foot across for the Kouchigari and drove Montsurova backward for a second Mazzari of a Sete Ippon. So Zelenchiki of Hungary goes to the final to face Vera Vandel of the Netherlands. You can see that the foot comes across behind her opponent's left foot as her opponent tries to pick her up for Uranagi and drives her opponent straight onto the back. So now we're going back to the boys under 60 kilograms category, repechage. And this is between Kirill Golubev of Latvia and Saveri Ignasiak of Poland. So Ignasiak wastes no time to set up for the Jujigatami. And look at just the agility from Golubev. Does a backflip and over his head and gets out of it. And that's the kind of agility we see in this lighter weight category, especially at this age group. They're just so agile. In the situations where the more mature, maybe heavier weight categories would have submitted, they can actually just somehow wiggle or just find a way out. So the first Mazzari goes to Ignasiak of Poland. Well, once again, quick switch. Ippon Sonagi, Kouchi Makikomi, as we have seen earlier from Ignasiak, is good at this with his Ippon Sonagi entry, switching direction. Didn't score on that one. And Golubev picks up the second, his first penalty for passivity. You can see in the picture in the lower left corner, that was the first Mazzari scored for Ignasiak when he did the Seonagi to Kouchi Makikomi combination. Came in, strong Seonagi, and then changed direction with the Kouchi Makikomi. And now he finds himself on top for the Osaikomi. Ignasiak is trying to lock up the head and shoulder, pinning his opponent on the ground so that he can extract his leg that's trapped. And the referee is not giving a lot of time for them to work. You can see Ignasiak tries to pick up, slowly throw his opponent, and gets a second wazari for Abasete Ippon. It was not a really strong action, but nevertheless, it's considered effective enough. So near the edge, picking up with the Uranagi, and then changes direction to Tani Otoshi as his opponent puts his feet down. You can see Kouchigari, but he just kind of sat down, put his leg behind his opponent's back. And interesting change of direction. Don't really see that kind of combination of Uranagi to Tani Otoshi very often, but it worked. Coming up next, we have another repechage match between Matej Klobuchnik of Slovakia in white and Manuel Parlati of Italy in blue. So first penalty for stepping out goes to Klobuchnik. Parlati gets a high grip, and Klobuchnik tried to enter for a technique and almost gets countered, finds himself on the bottom, and now Parlati has to extract his leg while controlling the head and shoulder, and he manages to extract the leg. Can he hold his opponent down? And Klobuchnik manages to turn out, get back on his feet. So the referee is waiting for the referee jury to review the video of the previous action to see if that will deserve a score or not. And no score. It was almost Oguruma with the leg so high on his opponent's waist. I can see Parlati was probably trying for Ashiguruma, but you know, as the leg started to move up, the opponent's leg toward the waistline, it was becoming more like a Oguruma, big wheel instead of foot wheel, which is Ashiguruma. Low Uchigari, kind of like the one Christian Parlati does. Last minute of the regular time. There's still no score for either player. And a big Koshiguruma from Parlati. Big entry. Oh, Mate is called. Otherwise, that would have been a really good opportunity to drop straight into Kamishiogatami. Reverse top four corner hold. You don't find opportunities like that very often. Well, time's up. So, golden score, they will decide this match. Parlati is definitely very active, attacking left and right, dropping one time for Yuko Toshi to his opponent's left side, and then attacking again to the right side with Seo Toshi. And then that forces a second penalty on Kolobutnik in white, because he hasn't really attacked all that much. And that's gotta be a score. Ippon goes to Parlati. Can I just Kolobutnik try to come in for hip throw and just gets countered sideway. So Parlati wins this match and advances a bit further to the repechage. Well, coming up next, we have Anderson Dibaris, Cotton Vazquez of Spain in white, and Dayan Boulem Tafes of France in blue. Boulem Tafes will not be present because of his previous loss. Because of the Shimiwaza, he became unconscious, and according to the rules, if a player loses consciousness from a strangle, then he is out of the tournament. So Cotton Vasquez wins by default. Coming up next, we have the match between Kachartur Bagdasaryan of Armenia in white and Nazar Biskov of Ukraine in blue. Biskov, so as we have seen earlier, likes the Newaza. He's quick with his transition and dangerous with his Jujigatami, especially when he's off on his back. So Ippon again from the arm lock. That's where he's dangerous. As I said earlier, it's a very well practiced technique. I think the key, and sometimes for the younger players, especially in the lighter weights, because they're so agile and they're able to get out of a lot of very risky situations. And, you know, I have seen people rolling many times to get out of a Jujigatami successfully, and sometimes, you know, that kind of advantage can become a disadvantage, because when they really get caught, and it can be painful on the joint because they submit too late. So the smart thing is defend up to a certain point, and when you know you cannot defend anymore, tap quickly to avoid pain. And I'm sorry for those who tapped late, because I understand it's painful. Unfortunately, as long as the arm is not broken, the pain will go away in a relative short amount of time. So coming up, we have the repechage match between Olivia Kozuk of Poland in white and Matilde Goncalves of Portugal in blue. And straight away, as Wazari Sumigaishi, the coach is standing up to say Ippon was a good amount of momentum going. But it was more from a roll, you know. You can see it was a nice roll, but not really a strong impact. Second Mazzari, Avaseti Ippon to Kozuch. And this one landed with more impact. Sumiga Ishii once again, this time with a more of a lift with that leg across diagonally. And because the other Turkish girl, Zilan Ertem, was disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct or unsportswomanlike conduct, and she could not fight again, and she is out of the tournament. So her opponent in the repechage won by default. And here we have the first semifinal for the boys under 60 kilograms category between Florian Boker of Germany in white and Nurian Karimli of Azerbaijan in blue. Just the opening minute of this match, already you can see these two players are very eager. Wastes no time on either side. So both are fighting for the dominant grip. And Boker is very quick on his feet. And now both have an extreme Aiutsu same side grip. A very risky situation, could go either way. Well, they decide to go down for safety. If both are on their knees, there's no risk of being thrown. Or even if someone gets thrown, it would not be a score. You can see Karim Lee is really trying to set up for that Ouchigari. Boker adjusting his judo gi, now is ready to get back there. Karim Lee has a high grip, comes in with a deep leg entry for the Ouchigari. And Boker manages really well to defend it. Oh, 3-4 attacks in a row with the Sumigaishi scoring Bazari. It was really a nice combination. You'll see as soon as his opponent Boker tried to get up, he came in for the Sumigaishi. The coach jumped up here for Ippon, but that was not an Ippon given the landing. So Karim Lee is in the final. And Boker will drop down to 5 for the bronze medal. And coming up next, we have the other final fight for the under 60 kilograms category between Joachim van Harten of the Netherlands in white and David Kareli of Georgia in blue. Straight away, these two are getting a very close contact and try to outlift each other, and the Georgian gets taken back from the belt grip by Van Harten, and he couldn't believe it. You know, the Georgians are generally very good at this type of situation. You know, belt grip wrestling, and but it sometimes can happen, you know, even to the best. And Van Harten did the Kosoto Agari, gripping onto the belt, hooking on the leg, and driving his opponent straight onto the back in just 23 seconds. So Van Harten will face Nurlan Karimli of Azerbaijan in the final. And Kareli will drop down to fight for bronze medal. So we have one of the last two repechage between Savary Ignasiak of Poland in white and Manuel Parlati of Italy in blue. You can see there's a significant height difference, almost a full head between Ignasiak in white and Parlati in blue. So, well, quickly Ignasiak pushes Parlati out of bound, and Parlati picks up a penalty instead for false attack, as he dropped onto his knees as he stepped out of bound. So both are very active, looking for a chance to fight for a bronze medal. Second penalty already in just the first 50 seconds to Parlati for stepping out this time. So Parlati has all to do. He's got to score. And Sumigaishi, well, that's a smart move, given how much his opponent is pushing. You can see Parlati is hunting for that over the back grip with the right hand. And once he gets it, he feels more comfortable. So halfway into this match in the regular time, and Parlati has two penalties against none for Ignasiak. Again, we have a close contact, and it's going to be a score. No score. You can see it here in the replay. Both got their arms around each other's back, and Parlati kind of just twisted Ignasiak onto the side. You can see here, it's almost like a Ouchigari counter, because Ignasiak came in with the Ouchigari. Parlati stepped around and turned Ignasiak onto the side, and Wazari. So now Parlati is ahead. He just really likes to keep the pressure. For the first minute and a half, Ignasiak was putting pressure on Parlati, and now Parlati is putting the pressure on Ignasiak in the last minute and a half. Well, even though Parlati is ahead with the Wazari, he still has to attack, still has to move, because there are 40-some seconds left. And Ignasiak, he really tries to be active to even up the score. There's a Kouchi attempt. Just 30 seconds left. It looks like Ignasiak may have hurt his arm a little bit. Ooh, that's a close one. Ignasiak pushing forward, and Parlati drops down and pushes Ignasiak out of bounds. Ignasiak picks his first penalty. Well, incredibly, Parlati is able to not get any additional penalty, considering that he received 2 shidos in just the first minute. And yet he was able to just continue to fight well and fight smart and not pick up a 3rd penalty. And now he finds himself a place to fight for a bronze medal. It was a very exciting match, this one. Really, both fighters give their all on the mat. Like I said earlier, in the beginning, the pressure was on Parlati because Ignasiak was leading with 2 penalties against Parlati, but then in the last minute and a half was pressure from Parlati because he's got that Wazari from this exchange here, which we're watching when he came in for Ouchigari and was countered on the side for Wazari. So the last repechage we have here is between Anderson Dibaris Kotunvaz of Spain and Nazar Viskov of Ukraine. So Vyskov is very dangerous with the Jujigatami from his back. He likes to spin 90 degrees to be perpendicular with his opponent and pull that arm across his chest to apply pressure. Colton Vasquez picks up the first penalty for passivity. And these two are fighting in a Kenkayutsu opposite stance. Well, now Vyskov finds himself under, being threatened by, well, not really Sankaku because he's trapped one of his opponent's legs, but definitely he can't let go. And now he finds himself under in the Osakomi Tadeshigatami, except he's trapped the other leg. So very quick work with the ground, and you can see Vasquez keeps the pressure on, staying on top. And Vyskov held long enough to get back onto his feet. Well, that's a smart move from Colton Vasquez, given how apt Vyskov is at applying Jujigatami from his back. And what's a better way to defend it than picking up your opponent off the floor and reset back onto your feet. it seems like Vyskov is really trying to bring his opponent on the ground to finish with some type of newaza, preferably Jujikatami, since he's so good at it. But Sumigaishi becomes predictable after a few attempts. And now Vyskov needs to receive a brief medical intervention, probably to clean up some blood or a cut. It looks like they're gonna just send him back after wrapping up around his forehead. In the end, the regular time is almost up, and now they're going to start golden score. So an attack for an attack. All right, Vyskov took the Vasari in golden score and finished the last match of the preliminary session. And now Vasquez looks exhausted. Viskov at 1 minute and 10 did his counter attack to end the match with Vazari. And this finishes the preliminary session of day 1. And we'll be back in about 1.5 hours at 4 o'clock for the final block. And please come back and join us for the final block. And thank you for watching.
Of everything we could see, we knew we were impervious, no matter how we'd bleed. We never fought for breath, distant prophetess. We were nothing we would before. Awake, awake, this is a dream state.